Hi, I'm Jeff Kornberg, and on this episode of The Dragon's Tomb, I'm going to be teaching you how to play Lost Ruins of Arnak. In Lost Ruins of Arnak, players take on the role of a luxury cosmetic company that's traveled to a remote island to test its product on exotic animals. The products you'll be testing are perfume bottles, concealer, bronzer, and foundation. To set up, take 7 of each and place them in this storage area. Next, take the 8 cosmetic scientists and put them on these laboratory spaces. Then, shuffle the animal tiles and deal out 5 along the top of the board. You can tell by their gorgeous colors and sexy stylings that these animals have had cosmetics tested on them plenty of times before. Take a look at the beauty products shown under each animal. These are the cosmetics required in order to successfully perform a test on them. You'll be holding the tests in these various testing zones on the left side of the board. For example, to conduct a test on the dung beetle, you need 2 bronzers and 1 perfume bottle together in one testing zone. However, since these are all dangerous wild animals, you can't just go in close and apply the products on them directly. You have to apply them from afar. This bottom area of the board is your company's remote coastal office, which has a giant electric fence protecting it from the animals. Your team has modified this eyelash crimper to sling cosmetics from the office over the fence and into the testing zones. Now you're ready to start playing. The object of the game is to work together to develop the highest quality beauty products by performing as much animal testing as you can. The tallest player goes first. The game is broken up into 5 rounds, which each focus on one animal, starting with the one on the left. On your turn, you may take 1 cosmetic product from storage and place it in its appropriate launch zone at the bottom of the board. Then, use the crimper to shoot it over the fence, trying to get it into one of the testing zones. However, make sure the crimper never crosses the fence, or else one of your scientists gets electrocuted and is removed from the game. After you sling a cosmetic, play passes to the player on your left, and they try their hand at it. As you play, if you aren't doing well, you may choose to reset everything and restart the round. But you must also take 5 fear cards. These represent the horrible makeover you just performed on the animal, and are worth -1 point each at the end of the game. If at any point you have items in a single testing zone that exactly match the requirements of the current animal, you've successfully completed a test and may move on to the next round. However, you can also choose to stay in the current round, trying to complete more testing zones for this animal, making it prettier and prettier. Whenever you choose to stop testing, take note of how many tests you've 100% completed and which rows they're in. For each test completed in the bottom 2 rows, you get a bonus of 3 concealers. Any test in the top row gives you a bonus of 6 concealers. Additionally, for tests completed in the bottom row, take 2 points of research. In the middle row, take 6 points, and in the top row, take 11 points. In between rounds, you may trade in these research points to add an equivalent amount of cosmetics of your choosing into your storage. Also, for every completed test, take 1 beauty dossier. Flip it over and immediately collect whatever it shows. You may choose to make your dossier publicly available to gain even more cosmetics. All of these on the right side of the board are fashion magazines. You may place a dossier onto any open spot to sell it to one. If the magazine shows only cosmetics, collect whichever types are listed. If the magazine shows a red blood clot, you may collect one of those from the supply. At any time during future testing rounds, you may spend a blood clot to restart a round from the beginning without taking the -5 point penalty. This represents the animal having a cosmetically induced blood clot form in their brain and forgetting you started testing. Once you've gotten all bonuses and published any dossiers, remove all slung cosmetics from the board. You cannot use them again until you get them back into your storage. Now it's time to move on to the next round. Flip over the animal you just completed and start slinging cosmetics for the next one. The game ends in one of 4 ways. 1. If you've completed tests on all 5 animals. 2. If you have no more cosmetics in your storage. 3. You need to do a reset, but there are no more fear cards. Or 4. All 8 of your scientists have been electrocuted. Once the end is triggered, count up how many cosmetics you have in your storage and add in any research points. Any unpublished beauty dossiers become trade secrets worth 10 points. Then, subtract any fear points to get your total score. If you have at least 5 points, congratulations, you all have won the game. All in all, this game is a blast to play. However, I must admit that I do think it's a touch too insensitive and cruel. The scientists on the island are innocent intellectuals just trying to make a living, and it feels wrong that part of the game involves electrocuting them to death. I wish the publisher had thought about all the scientist lovers who might play this game, and made a conscious effort to be a bit more humane.